So today my topic is, what are you fighting for? What are you fighting for? Now, a lot of feminist women and modern women nowadays are, like I said, they're being very combative, and they always seem to be fighting men because they feel like man is trying to, we're trying to have women as our servant. We're trying to, treat women like they're less than. And the bottom line is this: everybody wants what they want, and nothing is wrong with what you want, right? If you're a woman and you want a man to make a lot of money, then that's what you want, and nobody can take that right away from you. That's a right that you have. If you're a man and you want a woman who's very feminine, and a woman who's very you know put together, very fit, and she take care of herself, that's a right that you have, right? But you see, we're in an age now where women's been pumped up with so much ego that it becomes to a point where it's very, it's very uncomfortable to be around certain women, right? And like I've said in every one of my videos I speak to women from a man's perspective, right? Because that's the only perspective I can speak from. And when we look at what's going on out there in us, in society, and in our life, and in the Western culture which we live in, there is become a very unbalanced situation in terms of relationship, because we're finding out that there is a lot of fighting going on, right? There is a gap between man and woman, and that gap is because of the power that woman has been given hasn't been used in a productive manner that is support that is really, really, at the end of the day, benefiting them. They're being benefited in the fact that they're getting higher paying jobs, they're getting better paid jobs, and getting paid more, but money does not solve everything. And what we're seeing with a lot of modern women who are making good amount of money, they're not happy with all that power and all that wealth and success that they're having, because what we see is now a lot of these modern women are single, and they're very unhappy. And if you're given the opportunity and you're given the power to put yourself in a better place, but you're not, it just shows that the power that you're given is not being, is not of a benefit to you. It's more of a disadvantage, right? It's like somebody say, oh, I want more money, right? But then they got more money, they're more money, then they're unhappy. They travel, they buy all the nice things that they want, but when it's all said and done, they're still unhappy because there's a void. And what we're finding out that with this is, there is a void with a lot of women who are making money and living in a more got more means to them, because the fact of the matter is, when you fight and you fight and you fight, what are you fighting for, right? Modern women, you're being given so much than any other woman in any parts of the world, right? The North American society has bent over backwards, put you on a pedestal so you can be happy. But the problem is, you're not happy and you're still fighting, right? You're getting higher paid jobs, right? You get more opportunities handed to you, right? And society is bending over backwards for you anyway. So the fact that you've been given so much, it boggles my mind why most of you are so unhappy. And as a result of that, most of you are single, because your personal life is going to shits, right? Because you're not handling the power. You're not, this is the point where most of you should be more happy and more at peace, and could even form and also maintain happy, harmonious relationship, because you're given everything that you wanted and you have asked for, and your grandmothers and your grandmothers have been asking for years. But the problem is, your grandmothers and your great grandmothers had more harmonious relationships. They had proper family values. They were, in their age, they were a lot more feminine. They catered to their man, so they could grow your parents or your mom to in a place where they could grow up in a much better household. But as time goes on, and this society has gone to shits where everything is, the bottom has fell out, and there's a lot of things going haywire. Now you're living in a time that, instead of you learn to coexist with a man to build a family, you fight a man and fight a man and fight a man. And because you have this fight mentality, you're fighting a pointless war, because people fight because they want either want peace or they want something given to them. The bottom line is, women have been given so much over the last few years, and it bothers my mind where you're fighting, and your number one issues is with men. And yet, at the end of the day, you're fighting yourself. right? Because man, we're a man, we're gonna do us anyway, right? With or without you, right? So the bottom line is, what do you want for your life? And is the fight really worth it? Because you're living in a time where society is giving you everything, so there's no need to fight. But still, these women, modern women and feminist women, always seem to find a reason to fight men, regardless of the fact that society is giving everything to them anyway. And when you act in such a way, and you pretty much take that position where you feel like you're still a victim, because like I said in the previous videos, feminist women are victims. Every single feminist on the planet is a victim, right? Because they feel that men are the problem. Now when you operate from that kind of place, what will happen is you will lose everything that's given to you, because there's only so long that men who in place of power, and really at the end of the day, women don't really control everything. There's a man sitting on the top saying, let this go. But after a while, when they see how things have been done, and they find out that you're not happy anyway, and you live in some such place of, anger and frustration and living in victimhood, then you get the power taken away from you. Because at the end of the day, people are giving things because they feel like they deserve it. But if they get it and they're acting in such a way that they're ungrateful, it gets taken away from you. And it's getting to a point now where it's getting tiring, it's getting frustrating to see this kind of garbage every day, to see feminist women fighting men and carrying on with some of the disgusting behavior that they're carrying on with. It's bad enough that the coronavirus is out there, but feminist women are worse than the coronavirus, right? The feminist movement is a disease, and that disease is causing, people is causing good harmonious marriages, because marriages are on the decline, right? There are more divorces than marriages, and a lot of women are not having kids. And it's not that some of these women don't want to have kids, but they're aligning with a movement that's robbing them of the best years of their life. It's robbing them of the most fertile years of their life. Because us men, we can have a man when we're 80. We can have kids when we're 80. So we're not at a disadvantage here, right? But the fact of the matter is, women are leaving themselves in a very, very bad place where they can't form harmonious relationship. They're fighting with men too much. And because they're fighting with men, they can't have any kind of relationship with men, because they see men as a problem, and they want men to live up to a standards that is not realistic. And when that man live up to that standards, he's not respected. He's not regarded. They have no respect for him. They end up either cheating on him or end up breaking up with him anyway, because they want a man with a backbone. But a man with a backbone is not going to stand for a lot of the shit that these women are carrying on with, right? So at the end of the day, ask yourself that question. Why am I fighting? Is it worth the fight? Is man trying to take something away from me, or am I taking something away from myself? Look at where you are and ask yourself the question. If it's not worth it, then why are you fighting? So my advice to you is stop fighting, stop cooperating. Because when you cooperate, you can form a harmonious relationship, and you have to learn to coexist with man to have a relationship with man. If not, become a lesbian or die alone. The choice is yours, right? So that's my point I'm making today. And like I said, if you have a comment, drop it in the comment section below. And as always, again, folks, like I've said, I will see you on the next video. Take care.